I'm Tim Hamp, and in this video, I'll be taking you through some features that will help you get started in PeakStudio. Before beginning, please confirm that your computer meets the following system requirements. I'm going to start by opening PeakStudio using the .jar or jar file, which can be downloaded at our lab website. Once you have the PeakStudio jar file, go ahead and double-click on it to open the program. It is also possible to open the program using the command prompt. Opening this way allows you to allocate more memory from your system resources than Java automatically assigns, which may be necessary with larger datasets. To access the command prompt, go to the Start button, then select All Programs, then Accessories, and then Command Prompt. With the command prompt window open, I can type this command, which will assign 1 GB of RAM to PeakStudio while it's running. These directions can also be found in the PeakStudio user manual. Now that PeakStudio is open and ready to be used, I will import the .fsa files that I'm interested in analyzing, and I will do that by going to File and Open Spectra. In this window, I want to verify that the data channels selected reflect those used in my data collection. In this case, I'm analyzing ERISA files, and I used FAM, which is a blue dye, and Liz, which is an orange dye in my size standard. Now I can select the files of interest and click Open. In the table view, you will see that each FSA file imported has generated 2 spectra, one for each dye color associated with that file. I can also remove samples from the table that I do not want to be there anymore by selecting them, then going to File, and Remove Samples. I can also add files back in by going to File, Open Spectra, and selecting the files that I'd like to put in. Keep in mind that removing any spectra from an FSA file will remove the entire FSA file from PeakStudio. To visualize the spectra, I can check the Show Graph box next to the spectra I want to view, and that spectra will be displayed in the viewing window. If I would like to visualize multiple samples, but I am concerned that the overlap will make them difficult to tell apart, I can click on the Peak Color box and select a new color for each spectra. The change is immediately reflected in the window. To zoom in on the displayed spectra, I can use the scroll wheel on my mouse, or I can go to View and set an X or Y zoom manually. When spectra are displayed in the viewing window, I can hover my mouse over them to get a little more information about how the peak calling algorithm has assigned their status. The area under the selected peak will be shaded in. The box contains the name of the file displayed on the first line. The second line displays whether the feature is considered a peak by the peak calling algorithm, or whether it has been rejected as a non-peak and the reason for that. The third line shows the X and Y coordinates for the location of the cursor. I can also turn off the mouse over peaks function by going to View, then uncheck Mouse over Peaks. I am able to save a project in PeakStudio. The project will save the data from the .fsa files and any other attributes that have been selected or modified during that session by creating a .svaz file. To save a project, I'll go to File, then Save. Then I will name my project and click Save. I can close the current project by going to File, then Close Project. If I want to open the project, I can go to File and Open Project, then select the .svaz project file I want to open. In the next video, I will demonstrate how to import size standards for size calling and further data analysis.